And I've done some research into this, you know, as I've done on every single piece of paper that comes. I think I spend way too much time doing it, but I think there's some on here where the perception that there's a conflict of interest is there, and that concerns me more than, you know, you sponsor a place where the social workers who are going to outreach to get these people on the list, maybe you can justify that. Some of them, I think there's a potential conflict.
Can you give us an example?
Well, the first one is that you founded Women Unlimited and you make donations to them. I just think.
Not a donation.
That's
We sponsored a tradeswomen's conference.
And this is very difficult for me. This was very hard.
Which one are you talking about? What year do you want?
I'm starting right at the top, it's very uncomfortable for me because I sponsor a little league team and I assistant coach. You know, I'm the director. I get that. But that one, when I looked through it and I did a little research and I found you were the founder, I thought I would stay the heck away from that one, me, as an executive director, because of that. I did research on every single one of these and I couldn't find some, like your partner's client. One of them's your client, her client. I think that some of these, I haven't even looked through them all. I just think we have to be more careful with that potential conflict. I'm not saying they're wrong. These may be great outreaches, but with what's going on, and this is kind of what we talked about with Peter, I don't want to sit there and have someone call me and say, did you know that this conflict, it seems like there's people looking to cause problems. I mean, we do certain media, and I don't want to have that perception out there. In some of these, and I'll leave it at that, there's clear conflict, potential conflict to me. And as an executive director, I don't ever go there. I was, I've created.
May I respond?
Yeah.
The conflict of interest, usually the standard is, do I gain financially? And I don't gain financially from any of these. Women Unlimited, that's a good question. I haven't been involved with Women Unlimited for like 15 years. They sponsor a tradeswomen's conference. We got a booth. I mean, they do a tradeswomen's conference. We got a booth and a presence for our outreach for first-time home buyer, and also helping to affirmative action for tradeswomen and the housing industry. That's why we did that one.
I think that
But
something
this is,
very formal.
May
Sure.
I just, these sponsorships, as you can see, range from about $10,000 a year to $20,000 a year. That's relatively small. I think one of our former board members couldn't believe it was that small. I think they do something like that in a month. And
They're not small to the recipient.
And as I said, this was our practice in the past, that if this board wants a different practice, that would be great. So why don't you give us direction and we will.
I told Peter I gotta grab my kids, but I think a committee, I have a committee. I don't think one person should be, because the perception is that
It's a good idea.
there could be favoritism. Does anyone know that they could petition? I didn't know that. Obviously, I cannot petition Misha to fund something I have. But under that criteria, you would by all means make a contribution to the plant home, because I think we meet these much better than the Festival of Nations or the forestry thing.
Well, the Festival of Nations was outreach to people of color in the first-time homebuyer program. And,
you can make a
and
connection.
we have a duty to do that.
I have 37 low-income individuals, and We have an event at our place that has all the people that serve low-income elders once a year. I mean, to me,
Well,
I'm not gonna make that,
I didn't know about
right,
that.
but that's a much clearer.
Just as a point of clarification, you cited partners, clients, what was that? You said
I haven't
former
finished.
partner, client,
Right.
what's the amount? First of all, I couldn't even follow
Right,
that.
I haven't finished because I've been focusing,
Can I speak to that?
Yeah.
That's not on the sponsorship list, that's on the vendor list, that was in the Maine Wire.
there's one that you have a sponsorship of. Women Work in Community
Oh, I thought
is
you
a
meant-
client of
Oh,
Dale's
I thought you
partner.
meant the partner, I was talking to Dale's former partner, I just wanted to, so I'm sorry.
Right,
I
they're,
misunderstood you.
and I started going through this, but I kept getting pulled back to
And
Norway.
so let's just pause there because I don't know that I was aware that Women Work in Community was a client of Loose Ridge Associates. But let me tell you what that is. When Governor Baldacci told us to create a more capacity for weatherization contractors, we asked the Women Work in Community to do business training. Basically, the weatherization contractors weren't as business-like as they could be. And they did that, and it turns out they had funding for that. They did a lot of work. They did a lot of consulting and coaching with businesses, helping with business plans. And so I felt in lieu of paying them, which I was very willing to do for the good work they did, we'd give them a donation, so that's what we did.